Go. So this video is gonna be, I get at the end of the year, I like to do, like, make a top 10 list of all the movies I saw, because I like movies, what do you know? So the year's like half over now, we're approaching the end of June. So I figured, what should I do in terms of movie video now? And I guess the thought that I had was a top 5 list. And then I kind of expanded on that. And this video is going to be two separate top 5 lists. The first one is the top 5 my favorite movies I've seen so far this year, the first half of the year. And then the other one is the top 5 that have yet to come out. So top 5 films I'm looking forward to in the year. So let's get started. Top 5 favorite films. One of them is going to be Lightyear, the new Pixar movie that I just saw recently. I was thinking about if I was gonna say I like Lightyear better or worse than Turning Red. I think I like it a little better. It's got, like, basically it's the first Pixar movie to come out in cinema in a couple of years. I think that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of Pixar. I was excited to go see a movie of theirs in the cinema for the first time in a while, and this definitely deserves to be seen in the cinema because it's all big and sci-fi and stuff. The story's pretty interesting. It deals with, like, time travel and time dilation and stuff. The first act is good. The second act's a little weaker, but the third act's fine. It's got a, I guess, interesting twist towards the end, but I'm not trying to spoil the whole thing. Yeah, and it's don't make a big deal that they recast Tim Allen because this is the movie character, not the toy. So yeah, I had to explain that whole thing to my mom because she thought that they recast Tim Allen as Chris Evans because of something political, and I had to explain to her that's not how it works. I don't know where she gets that stuff, but I explained to my mom some movie news and I was right, so that's my only reason for liking Lightyear, I guess. Next is Scream, the new one, the 5th Scream movie. I made a video about the whole franchise earlier in the year, but the reason I like this one so much is that opening scene I just think is amazing. Because it's the whole premise of an opening scene for a Scream movie is Ghostface is calling some girl and he asks some horror movie trivia. But in this one, the horror movie trivia is about the Stab movies, which are basically the Scream movies. It's a whole meta thing. So it's like horror movie trivia that I actually knew, and I just really enjoy the opening scene, and the rest of the movie's pretty good as well. So yeah. Jumping off of that is actually technically another horror movie, but really more of a superhero movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think everybody agrees the direction in this one is really good. Sam Raimi is a good director for both superhero movies and horror movies, and he moves the camera around, and he's just got a really fun style. This is a really fun movie. I like it. The writing, I don't know if people like it. Some people seem to say it's kind of bad. I didn't think it was that bad. Because I like some of the ideas that the movie tackles, and there's a lot of good callbacks. Lightyear had some good callbacks, actually. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, this movie has a really good callback that I like. And it's just a cool, fun movie about Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch and other superheroes doing magic. And it's scary sometimes. So basically what I wanted was a Doctor Strange movie directed by Sam Raimi. So that one was called Multiverse of Madness, but it's really more about Doctor Strange and the scariness of this villain. I'm not going to spoil who the villain is, even though you probably already know since the movie came out a while ago. But the next movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, is about the multiverse. I mentioned it before on a video. It's really imaginative, really funny, and it's got an emotional center. I don't want to talk that much about it because, again, I don't really want to spoil it. It's probably objectively, and I don't know if objective is the best term, but it might be objectively the best movie that came out this year. We'll see, but it's very good. But it's not my favorite. My favorite is a superhero movie about a main character who's associated with bats, and of course I'm talking about Morbius, the vampire. The Marvel Legend, Morbius sweep, guys. Let's go. No, it's Batman. The Batman. It's the best Batman movie. Hope we get sequels with more villains. But this movie's pretty good. It's got, like, some villains. It's a mystery. and Batman is a good character, and it's funny sometimes, and it's basically the perfect Batman movie that we're gonna get. So yeah, and I made a video about it, but yeah, honestly, most of these I made videos about, but that's whatever. So next up is the top 5 movies I'm looking forward to, and so the ones I've already seen, I kind of ordered them just in a random order. These are just going to be ordered based on when they're coming out. So next one I'm looking forward to is Nope. It's by Jordan Peele. It's a horror movie. It'll probably touch on racial issues, which I know so much about as a white guy. That was a joke. But I'll probably enjoy it. It's in the like desert, and there's might be aliens. It looks pretty interesting, but I don't really know that much about it. But I'll just have to see. Next up, I also don't really know too much about this one. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Also horror, I guess. Also kind of mystery. I know it's got Pete Davidson in it. It's about a bunch of young people have a party, and it turns into a murder mystery. That's all I really know. But it's coming out in August, and if it's another August movie where Pete Davidson's character dies first, I'll probably like it. I hope you got that reference. I'm not explaining it, but I don't know. Don't Worry, Darling. Comes out maybe early fall, I think, but that's going to be directed by Olivia Wilde, who made Booksmart. I really like Booksmart for a lot of reasons. The premise, I think, is pretty interesting in that, and the execution is just flawless. And this one, I can probably say the same thing. The premise looks pretty interesting. Florence Pugh is a 50s like housewife, and she realizes that something's up with society that she lives in or something. I don't know. But I'm excited to see what that movie's going to be all about because I like Olivia Wilde's direction and I like Florence Pugh, and I'm confident that that'll be a good movie. Next up is this is the real big like action or superhero movie. Probably the biggest one that I'm looking forward to this year is Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I really enjoy the first Shazam. I think it's very funny and heartwarming, and it's one of the better DC movies that we've gotten. I mean, DC is doing pretty well. Most of their movies I think have been pretty good for a while, but Marvel's bigger, so I feel like I have to say DC, like endorse DC, I guess. But yeah, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods looks pretty fun. And there's no like trailers or anything yet, but the first, basically I'm excited for this one because I really enjoyed the first movie, and this one just looks like it'll be bigger and better and more fun. So yeah. And then last on the list of what I'm looking forward to is a movie that we also don't have any information about, and most people don't even know if it's coming out this year. I think it is though. Next Goal Wins. It's going to be by Taika Waititi, who's a really good director. And I know he's also doing Thor: Love and Thunder, but that's an MCU movie, and this will just be more of Taika's vision because he's doing it on his own. The MCU kind of, they're all about the same in quality, and it's more of a studio-driven thing. This is Taika on his own, and it's a sports movie. And normally I wouldn't be that excited about a sports movie just because I'm not that sporty of a guy. I mean, I row in a boat, like I do crew, but that's real. I'm not the type of person to like get excited about sports games or anything. Is what I'm saying. But I trust Taika Waititi to make a good movie, maybe even as good as something like Jojo Rabbit, which is a movie I really think is incredible. So yeah, that's the movies that I saw this year that I liked, and those are also some of the movies that I think I will like later this year. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye.